Boa tarde. É um grande prazer e honra estar aqui convosco hoje. Isso é o único que sei falar em português. Agora continuo em inglês, ok? Obrigada. Once upon a time, there was a little girl in Eastern Germany. She knew nothing about success. She knew nothing about business. And she knew nothing about bananas. To be honest, it's true. Our Western German friends called us the No Banana Republic. Even though this little girl didn't know anything about success, business, or bananas, she knew one thing. And that one thing she knew with certainty. And that was what she wanted to become when she had grown up. Now, how many of you still remember what you wanted to become when you were a child? And how many of you have become that? Okay, half. You made half of your childhood dream come true. That's great. Well, you probably guessed this little girl from Eastern Germany was me. When I was like 10 years old, I knew with absolute certainty, with every fiber of my body, that I wanted to become a teacher. I wanted to train people and teach people so that they could live an awesome life. But when I was 14, my childhood dream got shattered. They told me that someone like me going to church on Sundays would never be allowed to raise communist children. The moment they killed my dream, it felt as if my life was over. I felt lost. I felt like someone sitting in a tiny boat on a gigantic ocean, without a paddle, without a captain, without a direction. How many of you have ever been like that in your life? How many of you have ever felt that you lost direction? You didn't know anymore who you were or what next step to take. I think we all have been there. So let me ask you, how many of you are today living your dream life? Wow, quite a few. I'm proud of you. Because living our dream life, getting there is not easy. And still I invite you, keep going. Look for your next big dream in life. So how many of you feel like, I know what my dream life looks like, and I'm on my journey to get there? Some. And how many of you are still looking for your big purpose in life, for your next big dream? Quite a few. So isn't it funny that when we are children, we know exactly what we want. We know, we dream big to the moon and back. And then we go to school. And our teachers tell us what to learn. And then we have a boss and they tell us what to do. And then we have loving parents that tell us what we should want. And the more we listen to them, the more we forget our own inner voice, our own inner wisdom. And worst of all, we forget asking that question, what do I really want? And we remain lost. And for me, when I was 14 and I felt lost and I didn't know where else to go, or what else to do with my life because I didn't have a plan B, well, from that moment on, I became a master of ignoring my inner voice. And for many years, I knew I lived my life on the wrong path. I started to study. I went into the corporate world, and I got even blinded. I thought, purpose in life is getting rich, purpose in life is making money because everyone else around me was doing just that. And I climbed the career ladder. I held global positions in big organizations. But I wasn't happy. And then one day, I was sitting in the office and I got a mail saying that my soulmate friend, Michael, had suddenly died at the age of 46. And that shook me to my core. But even until that moment, I kept searching. I kept searching for this big dream in my life, for my purpose in life. And I personally think this is the first magical S on the path to success. Start searching. And you probably heard this quote from Einstein saying that our intuitive mind is our precious gift. And our rational mind is faithful servant. But we created a society where we honor the servant, but have forgotten the gift. And that is how I lived my life. Until that moment when I got this message, and I'd lost this friend. And that was the moment when I allowed my inner voice, my suppressed inner voice, to speak up again. And quite a few of you said that you are still looking for the purpose in your life. That you are still looking for your next big dream. And then I started to take action. When my friend Michael died, I started to take action. And I started to ask these big questions in life again. What if I had to die at that young age? What did I still want to be or do or have in my life? And if you're still looking, there's more questions to ask. For example, look at the success triangle in your life. Ask yourself, what do you love doing so much that you'd love doing it day and night? How many of you have a job that you love so much that on Monday you're going to go to your boss and you say, you know what, you can stop paying me, I pay you instead because I love it so much what I do. Well, this is what you need to find. Find something you love doing. And then ask yourself, what am I so good at that I stand out with it? That I can be one of the best? And once you've found what you love doing and what you're good at, ask yourself, what in that can I do and offer that I make good money with? And it's in that center, that's where your red golden triangle lays. That's what you want to do with your life. But then they say, don't only look inside of yourself. Ask yourself another question. The question, what difference do you want to make in your life, with your life? Because when your purpose is something that is bigger than you, that is when you build wings. That is when you become unstoppable. So ask yourself, what difference do you want to make? When I asked myself all these questions myself, and I took coaches to help me find the answers, I remembered my dream of wanting to be a teacher and teach people. And I also realized that there was another pattern in my life. I loved to serve. I loved to help people and make them happy. And I remembered that even before I turned 18, I found 3 different ways of serving people and making good money, even in good communist times. So I realized I'm a wholehearted entrepreneur. And I realized that what I wanted to do with my life was learn how to start and grow a successful business and teach others to do the same. And that is what I did. Interesting enough is I have a lot of friends that say, I would love to do something extraordinary. I'd love to start a business. I'd love to write a best-selling book. I'd love to speak to thousands of people. But they never take action. So the dream stays just that, a dream. So the second magical S is you need to get started. You need to take action. And I know for most people taking action It's pretty difficult. The bigger the dream, the harder the journey, right? So most people just look at the mountain and say, I can't climb that, that's impossible, right? So what can you do to get started? You just switch your perspective. You turn the impossible into I am possible. And how can you do that? You just break this big giant mountain down into small steps. Into such small steps that you only look at the next step and you make it so small that you don't have any excuse to take it. Okay, that's what I call the concept and the approach of least resistance. Let me give you an example. I have a friend and he wanted to start running. But now he had tons of excuses not to get started. He wasn't fit enough. It was raining outside, like right now in Porto. And he had tons of reasons why not to do it. And then, one day, someone introduced him to the concept of least resistance. So what did he do? The next day, he put his running shoes on and sat down for a coffee. It was all of the running he did on that day. The next day, he put his running shoes on. And he walked down the stairs and up again. And that was all he did. The next day, he went to the next corner. And day after day, he endured further. And then 6 months later, he was running a half marathon. That's what you can do when you have a bigger dream. Break it down into small steps and take action. You know what? Often enough, we give people amazing advice that we never follow ourselves, right? And I didn't even know of that concept of least resistance. I took a ball jump to start my own business. I just knew I wouldn't want to be in the corporate world for another 10 years. So I gathered my courage, and in September 2010, I handed in the car key of my shiny BMW company car, together with the security of my monthly salary check, and I stepped out. And it was the first time in many years I felt like I was on the wrong path again. However, the first business I built failed. Big time. I burned more than 50,000 euros and 1.5 years of my life just to learn 10,000 ways of how not to do it. Did I give up? No, I didn't. I was committed to learn how to build a business. I had what they call stamina. I had persistence. You have to stand strong when things go wrong. So I continued, and I found mentors, and I realized now even more I want to learn how to start a business. Today I know starting a business takes 12 basic steps. We don't have the time to go through all of them, but I want to share 3 with you that made the biggest difference to me. One of them is obviously, we already said it, it's your stamina. You need to learn how to overcome obstacles. You need to know how to enjoy failure, right? And interesting enough, the first book I co-authored with some of the leading mentors and entrepreneurs around the globe was on exactly that. A recipe book on how to overcome obstacles, where we shared our story of how we failed and how we stood up again and how we grew beyond ourselves. And by the way, Julia already gave one of them away. Here's the book. You gained it. Great. Congratulations. Who else would like to have a copy? Who else would like to have a copy? Okay, let's see if you listened to what I said so far. If you want something, what do you need to do?
Search.
Who else? Search, okay. Search, you know where it is. Start. Take action.
Go for it.
Take action. Take action. I just wanted to test in the last speech today if you're still listening, okay? Yes, you need to start taking action. You need to get off your butt and take action. Yes, you do. Okay. And then, basically, you know what you also need to do besides overcome, or the best way of overcoming obstacles is by helping, building a support team, getting help along the way. Here you see my own support dream team. You want to find a mentor. You want to build a mastermind team of people that can help and support you on a regular basis. And you want to find one person, the so-called accountability partner, that holds you accountable, that pushes you and pulls you until you get where you are. That is my dream team. And then also, when you have that team, the next thing you need to do, step number 3, you need to start talking about your big dream, about what the difference you can make. When I started out, I started to co-author books. I got featured in magazines, on radio shows. I was telling my story, and the best way of doing it is get up on stage. Tell as many people as you can what your story is and what you are about. Since a couple of years ago, when I stepped up on stage again, I spoke in a German stadium, in an American convention center. I spoke in the heart of the European Parliament. I shared the stage with John Kerry, the US Foreign Minister, with the Malaysian Prime Minister, and with former European Council President. And I would have actually shared the stage with Obama had he had our household under control in autumn 2013. But he didn't. So I ended up with John Kerry on stage. Anyhow, what you need to do, you need to make sure you get up on stage and tell your story. And now, some of you might say, but what if I don't have a story worth sharing yet? Well, my answer would be, yes, you do. You do. Everyone does. You just need to start looking inside. And I heard amazing stories in the breaks already. But if you cannot find it at all, what else you can do is tell other people's stories. And that's how I started. At the beginning, I just interviewed successful entrepreneurs and shared their stories and experiences. And within 6 months, I had 20,000 listeners around the globe. That is what you can do too in today's world, with today's media. Tell other people's stories. And then, obviously, again, you need to tap into the 3 magical S. I heard that you remembered, right? What does the first S stand for? Search. And the second? Start. And the third? Stamina. You need to keep going, right? And I'd like to invite Julie up on stage because I would like to implant all these 3 S into you now. Okay, you with me? Yeah? Good. Or get up.
Do you need to carry this or not?
Okay, just get up. Again, find someone that's either left or right, just one person. And I have Julia here, thank you Julia. Julia helps me demonstrating, so find someone again, one person so that you have most of us. Okay, you need one more person here. Okay? This might be a life-changing exercise for you, so I really invite you to join us. Okay? Yeah, great. Okay.
I stay there.
Okay. One more?
Yeah, no,
Okay. So, okay, I know that normally when you get up, guys, hello. I know when you get up, it's the opportunity. We always feel like our feet work, our mouth opens, right? Okay, good. So just face your partner, please. Okay. Look her in the eye and repeat what I'm saying. Okay? Mouth shut, please, for a moment. I just tell you, and then you repeat after me. Okay? Good. Look her into the eye. Put your right hand on your heart. And repeat after me. I commit that I will look for my next big dream until I found it. Great. Now, take your hand and move both palms onto your legs and say, I commit to take the first step and any step it takes until I get there. Great. Now you reach out your right hand and hold your partner's hand. And again you repeat after me. I commit to support you personally with anything it takes until you reach your dream. I hear you laughing, but okay, now stay standing and just face me for a second. Okay, I see there's some hugging going on, guys. Again, I know. Our feet are up, so our mouth is open. I know that. Okay? You can continue talking in a second. But what I really recommend with the person that you just faced, that you gave that commitment to, make that person your personal accountability partner that helps you find your dream. Okay, stop talking, sorry guys, you can in a second. Okay, so that person should help you find your next big dream, take the first step, take more steps, take as many steps as it takes to reach that dream. And you know what? I've done this exercise in Europe, in the US, and Asia. And sometimes when I go back, I meet people years after, they tell me, Monique, I'm still working with that accountability partner and it's made all the difference to my life and my success. Okay? Really. So exchange, yeah, not now, okay, let me finish my speech quickly. But after I finish, okay, make sure you connect with that person, you exchange contact details, and you get in touch within the next week. Sounds good?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so now, the only thing I want to say until I leave you is that I'm also here to support you. So what I'd like to do is I'm happy to send you the free ebook, okay, each one of you, just sharing me your contact details, okay? Plus, I have built a platform which is called the Business Launch Circle, which connects entrepreneurs and business leaders globally to exchange with each other. And that is a membership. I offer you a free membership which is worth more than 500 euros for the next year for free. Okay, and now the only thing that's left for me to say is I really look forward to hear your personal success story at one of the next All Summit stages. Yay!